Hello everyone, this is Menz here. I'm playing the new Russian premium tank destroyer, the SU-85, well I, but 1. Now, this tank, it does get preferential matchmaking, so you'll only see tier 6 max. And this is actually the first battle I'm in this. It does have a pretty good gun on it. Doesn't really hit as hard as you might like, since you pretty much have no HP and not much armor to go along with it, but the gun on it is okay, and mobility is iffy. It's not too great, but overall it could be a lot worse. Now the accuracy is 0.42, which isn't exactly something you would like for something this frail. It would be nice if it was a little bit more accurate, but you can kind of live with it at tier 5, since you don't see many tanks that you can deal with. I just wanted to get that one extra shot off, then I'll back away. And as you see, the mobility, while it's not fast, it is pretty mobile. It backs up, turns, and accelerates alright. It just doesn't get to a very high top speed. Gun depression on it, as you'll see here, isn't that great. It is a Russian tank, so you shouldn't really expect too much. And as you saw with that shot, even though I wasn't going to hit him anyway, the velocity on the shell isn't as high as you might like it either. So, while this isn't exactly a great tank, it does get preferential matchmaking, which kinda just goes to show you that it does have quite a few flaws. Since it's not exactly strong in any one area, it does really need that not seeing tier 7 matchmaking that it gets to actually hold up. Now I'm not actually going to push on this Matilda, unless if he doesn't aim at me. I'll take that. If he's not going to shoot me, then... Yeah, I have no idea what that guy was doing. Pretty much playing this though, you really want to hang back a little bit. You don't want to get shot too much, because with 380 HP, you can't exactly take many hits and survive. Although, as you see here, I'm sitting a little too far back, and my accuracy is really gonna come back and hurt me. Thank you, M2, for moving out. Oh shit, he's actually in the ditch. He's... I thought he was behind that building. My bad. Now, for a first game, this isn't exactly that bad of a match. Ooh, I didn't want to take that head on. I would have took some damage. But I think the main downside with this is the accuracy combined with that aim time. I probably could have shot him a little earlier. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to miss. But the overall accuracy being 0.42 with an aim time, I think it's a little bit above 2 seconds. I think it's 2.3. Might be wrong though. It does make it a little bit hard to hit tanks at long range. And when you add in the kind of slow shell speed, you definitely start to notice that you're missing a few shots more so than usual. Now, even though it's my first match, I've played with many tanks that have accuracy and the shell velocity like this, and it's really noticeable when you switch in between tanks that go from a fast shell to a slow shell. It takes a little bit getting used to. Yeah, let's get a Lee and a tier 3, so I'm just gonna rush on in here. But you do have pretty good DPM, and even though your gun doesn't hit for a ton of damage for each shot, you can pump out quite a bit of damage over time. Let's see where this guy's hiding. My guess is he's, I was about to say he might be to the left here. Screw it, I'm just gonna go for him. Now another little thing is the view range. It's not as high as you would expect either. It's in the mid 300s. It's either 330, 350 meters, which will mean that you are spotted before you can see some tanks. But we'll take a look at that once this battle gets over. Okay, come on. Let's see. Overall, as you see, did most amount of damage, just over 1,000. And high caliber. And profit-wise, I only fired one premium round. And as you see here, it does make a okay profit. It's not exactly tier 8 levels, a tier 8 premium level, but it's still pretty decent for a tier 5. Just checking out the shell costs. The AP is pretty cheap, and overall the premium round, it could be more. 2800 isn't that bad, but with your penetration, you shouldn't need too many premium shells. 119 millimeters of penetration for your AP round is really all you'll need at tier 5. You only need a couple premium rounds for those tougher tier 6s or stubborn KV1 or AT2 that is covering its weak spot. But as you see here, the .42 accuracy, 2.3 aim time is a little bit of a downer, but you do have a pretty decent rate of fire, and 160 average damage with that rate of fire is pretty good. But like I was talking about, 330 meters for the view range is a tad bit low, especially when you consider that you don't have a lot of hull armor and you only have 380 hit points. So it is something to keep in mind that if you don't really like frail tanks that you kind of have to rely on others to spot for you and set you up, then you're definitely not really going to like this tank. But as you see there, even though it does have a high top speed, and the traverse speed is very good, and gun traverse doesn't really matter on a TD, that engine power being at 300 with it weighing 22 tons is where you run into those mobility problems when you're going uphill or getting up to a higher speed, since you kind of stall out at a kind of sluggish speed. And as you see here, I don't have equipment on it yet, but for equipment, let's take a look here. Most likely I'm gonna run code optics, a gun rammer, and vents. I could put a gun layer drive, but I'd rather get the extra DPM with the rammer and the ventilation, and then do the optics just so I can kind of cover that view range downside a little bit. But anyway, for the price that the SU-85I is, it is a decent tank. It does have its downsides, and it might not be for everyone, but overall it is a pretty good tier 5 premium tank. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my website, wotguru.com. Thanks for watching.